Yo, what's up guys? So today I wanted to make a video about Viper again, but instead of checking a challenger game, he's been smurfing in silver, and I know a lot of people are gonna be thinking like, why would we watch a challenger player stomping like silver gold players? But I think we learn more watching, like if you are like silver gold, or that could actually work even like in platinum, especially in platinum, and even in diamond for like in some cases. If you look at a challenger player stomping silvers or gold players, it's more beneficial for you because the low elo player he's gonna be winning against is gonna be he's gonna be making the same mistakes the ones you're facing are gonna make. While if you watch Viper, for example, playing against a challenger player, then you can learn a lot of stuff, right? You can learn some stuff. But you're not gonna learn how to punish the mistakes because they are less likely to be doing those. Obviously, challenger players still make mistakes. We've seen that in the videos I made earlier. But obviously, the gold players are gonna be making way more mistakes than a challenger wants, and it's gonna be even easier to see how to abuse that. Because if a challenger player managed to stomp in low elo, it means that you should be able to stomp those games as well if you just learn how to play the matchup or the champion like more properly. So I think it's more advantageous to look at it this way. I'm still gonna be obviously checking challenger games, but I want to make some different type of content. So sometimes I'm gonna be uploading challenger versus gold, challenger versus challenger, or even like gold versus gold, bronze versus bronze. I'm gonna be looking at different elos, and this way you guys can see many different ways of how to play the matchup. I mean, not different ways, but different type of mistakes they make, different type of mistake you can make, different type of abusing the matchup. So this is not really silver. The rank is silver 1, but he seems to be playing like gold, platinum, and more. And I'm using his POV from stream because I cannot download the game from the client because it's been played 5 days ago, which was before the patch. So I'm gonna use his stream POV, which seems to be 720 by the way, not 1080. So Mordekaiser matchup is kinda easy in a way because I mean, technically, like realistically, both players should never really be able to kill each other in 1v1, but Riven can abuse this matchup pretty easily in the early levels, so you can get the wave control, the prio you need, and stuff like that, and if the Mordekaiser fucks up, you can even kill him. When I say a matchup is easy, I don't especially mean it's because you can kill your opponent over and over again. Obviously, that would be easy as well, but as long as you just can't realistically die in lane, and you can like you always have the prio you need to just abuse, like move on the map and put pressure on the map because you always have wave control and wave prio, then I consider that a matchup like that is basically easy in a way, on different terms than just a matchup you can kill, but still. So level 1, I'm expecting a Q extend into bond plating proc as usual. So for those who haven't seen my videos, like always, you extend your Qs, then you proc the bond plating with a max range third Q, just like that. You burn the pot most likely on the next Q if you tank one more. So right there, we want to zone him off. Okay, so here we proc the bond plating, we back off, we wait for our Q spell to be back up. But right now, the Q is about to come back up in like 3 seconds. So you can start walking up to Mordekaiser, right? Because there's no way in hell you lose the level 1 if you get a full combo after proccing the one plating, especially with Ignite. So here you start walking up, right? Just to zone him off. And if he makes the mistake to use his Q or to turn back to auto attack you, then you will be in range for auto attack. And if you can engage with the auto attack, you can go for the full combo afterwards. In this case, Mord is not gonna turn back, so he won't be in range for the auto attack. And a lot of players in silver gold, or even even Platinum or even Diamond for this matter, would have been using Qs, like their Q right away to gap close, which would have been not that good of a call. Instead, like if you can't, like in this specific scenario, if you can't engage with the auto attack into Q combo, then there's no need to go in. Right now, even if you don't go in, you're still zoning him off, and you will be able to get the prio and the wave control. So see, Mordekaiser doesn't turn back, so we don't go in with the Q. Here we're gonna hit level 2 pretty soon, like on the next minion of the second wave. So here Mordekaiser steps to close. Let's see, right there. Mordekaiser backs off to get this one minion. So again, no bone plating. So here we just go in. We just go in because he's way too close to the wave, so it's kind of easy to just take a trade. We're gonna use a pot here, like I said, on the second Q. And then we're gonna hit level 2 on the next minion. Viper is most likely gonna take W, because there's a potential chance that he can go all in, but we will have to see. It depends on the spacing. There's a chance that he takes E instead. So here, as you can see, he doesn't take any specific spell yet, because he wants to walk up, see how the Mordekaiser places himself, and he's gonna take his second spell according to what happens. You see that there's no opportunity to go in, right? If you take your stun, you won't be able to use it unless you burn all of your Qs to get close, but then you will be losing the trade, obviously. You never want to use all of your Qs to get close in scenarios like that. And even if he takes E, he will get like to this range. He will still have to use like 2 Qs to get in. So there's not much he can do right there. So he's not gonna take any spell yet. He took his W, okay. He doesn't take E right there because, I mean, it doesn't really matter what you take, right? Because if he's able to go for an all-in against Mordekaiser, he's gonna most likely use his turn anyway. So here we just get the wave, like the slow push. We get the total wave control right there, right? So he tries to go for a small all-in right there. Like he tried to see if he could abuse that. Like when was that? Here he's gonna Q forward because Mordekaiser started to walk up for this one low HP minion right there. See? So Viper was expecting Mordekaiser to keep on walking up, but turns out he just walked back at the same time he pressed Q. So right there, he sees that because Mordekaiser walked away, he can't keep going for the all-in. A lot of players would have used their second Q to get in range to stun Mordekaiser. But then again, like I said, if you use too many Qs to get close, most of the time it's not gonna end well. So you would rather just back off like that, extend your Qs again. So it seems like it's gonna be a 4-wave crash. Right, so far there's no potential kill right there, but it could depend because it doesn't seem like it's gonna be a 3-wave crash right there. It's gonna be a 4-wave crash, which means the wave is gonna collapse on this one spot here, right? Which means that it allows us to get some short trades on the Mordekaiser and maybe tower dive him. I don't know if that's gonna happen because if the Mordekaiser plays it safe, he won't be able to get dove. But he's already taking some free damage, and the most important thing on this one trade was not the damage. There's two things. I don't know if they're gonna impact what's gonna happen next. It depends on how the Mordekaiser plays. But we got the bone plating, which is huge if you want to take another trade or even tower dive. But mainly also the W. Mordekaiser's W is like the big shield he gets. I think like basically it increases depending of the amount of damage he took because of the white bar under his HP bar. And when he presses W again, he heals up, right? So this is a huge thing, and that totally denies potential tower dive or all-in sometimes. So yeah, this is a 4-wave crash because the third wave, like I said earlier, the fourth wave stopped here, so it's not dying to the tower, which means this wave is gonna stack up with this one here, the fourth wave, so it's gonna be a 4-wave crash. On 4-wave crash, you have different opportunities. 4-wave crash, you can potentially tower dive your opponent if there's a possibility to it. You can even tower dive with your jungler if needed. You can just assist your jungler for the scuttle if needed. You have many possibilities with your 4 wave. So here Mordekaiser fucks up again, takes some free damage. He doesn't have bond plating, so if he takes a short trade on the face, see, he walks up to get 1 minion, so stun, auto attack, disengage. He walks up again, out of tower range, so auto attack Q, auto attack Q. Unfortunately, some damage went on the shield, so we took a tower shot for no reason. But we forced the shield again. We forced the W right there. So I could see a tower dive here, because like I said, no bond plating and no shield. And no E. Okay, this looks risky, because it is. But if you play that move properly, you can actually tower dive. Like I said, there's no E, so you can't get pulled away. There's no shield, so the Mordekaiser won't be able to negate your damage. There's no bond plating, so your burst will be pretty good. The downside of it is that there's still a flash. There's still a flash, but you have yours as well. And here I could see an ignite double cast. But if you use your E in this scenario to engage, you're most likely gonna have to either die to the tower afterwards or flash away from it if you can. So yeah, ignite double cast and we flash away. Okay. So basically I was thinking maybe like let me know if you want me to make a video about tower dives as Riven, because I think there's a lot of stuff people don't know. For example, that works mainly when your opponent is very low HP or if you are level 6. But in a lot of scenarios, you want to keep your E as a disengage tool. Sometimes you want to R and then stun your opponent, just burst them down with like Q combo, and then win slash and E away. This way, when you E away, you tank the tower shot, and at the same time, you get out of range, so you won't be able to take one more. And in this scenario, using E was the best way, because this way you just burst the Mordekaiser. This way he cannot flash away. I mean, he could have flashed away though, right there. Like if he flashed away, there's no pot running though, so it was most likely gonna die anyway. Even if he flashed away, yeah, no, flashing away was not like the best call, because there's no push. Like if he had a potion running, there's a wall in which he could have potentially flashed away, but he doesn't flash away here, so we flash away from the tower. So yeah, in the comments, let me know if you think a video about how to tower dive as Riven would be like a good content. Just let me know, and I'm gonna try to make something like that in the future. Most likely next month, like October, because I have a lot of projects for September. But yeah, if that sounds like something you guys want, I could potentially try. So yeah, anyway, we get the Warhammer here, and now basically the wave is gonna slow push back to Viper's side. Like I say in all of my videos, when you crash your wave against the opponent's tower, it's always gonna end up in a slow push back to your tower. And when it slow pushes back to your tower, there are scenarios in which you can hold the wave and freeze. This is better against champions like I said on the other video, like Camille, for example, or even Fiora, like champions that you don't want to push against. I mean, in which pushing puts you in a very vulnerable spot. So here, he's most likely gonna give up the push. Like he's gonna let the wave crash. He cannot really try to freeze that, and he doesn't really have much reason to freeze on this one spot. So here we go in for the cannon. Obviously, we shield the damage. Don't do that in most of your games, by the way. Like when there's a slow push going on like that, and you want the cannon, here he's allowed to do that in this specific scenario, because Mordekaiser used his E a bit earlier to begin with, and because Mordekaiser can't really like burst you down too fast. But if this was for example a Darius, you would not be doing that, right? You always have to know, like this is about limit, like knowing the matchups and stuff like that, knowing when you can go in like that to get a cannon. But in a lot of matchups actually, you want to give up the cannon sometimes. So here we dodge the E with the Q. This is also one of the reasons why this matchup is pretty easy for Riven, because you have all the tools you need to be able to dodge all of the abilities that Mordekaiser has. So here it's gonna be a slow push back to Mordekaiser's tower because the Mordekaiser crashed the wave under tower. So like I said, when you crash your wave under the opponent's tower, it's gonna push back to your side. So here I could see a try, like a try from Viper to proc the bond plating whenever he can. So here we extend the queues and maybe we're gonna look for a third queue. Okay, so here this is Viper trying to proc the bond plating. He extends his queue and he tries to use the third one on Mordekaiser because he sees that Mordekaiser just wasted his E, which is a fucking long cooldown and very important cooldown. So he tries to just abuse that just to walk up and then third Q to at least proc the bond plating. But as you can see, the Q ran out, so we can't use that. So we just go back to the wave. Some people would have went in with the E and then just auto attack stun, and they would have lost more HP than they would have done damage because they would be chasing for no reason. Now we're gonna hit 6 first on Viper's side, and we have a potential kill happening soon. But we have no flash, we have no ignite. Mordekaiser has flash, and he's most likely gonna get his E back up soon, and he still has W, which means that he can pretty much escape easily. So either Viper goes in level 6 and just forces maybe the flash, if he can, because like I said, Mordekaiser still has W, so he can just shield, use his E to pull Riven away, and Riven has no flash to flash after the E, right? So either Viper goes in and just gets cucked by just normal abilities, or he manages to force his flash, or he tries to bait the cooldowns first and then go in afterwards. So we'll see how he plays that out. There's no wrong answer technically. So here we get a bond plating proc, we take the ultimate, we go in. There's a chance that he doesn't kill him if the Mordekaiser doesn't. Why does Mordekaiser even face tank that? Why doesn't? And I mean that works out anyway. Okay, no, he's gonna die, right? That was so close. That actually was closer than I expected. Holy shit! Even me, like, I'm surprised. I mean, that was a nice flash, but I'm so confused. Like, that was actually close on. I mean, he flashed away from the wind slash, and I think Viper just didn't really look to dodge abilities here. He could have used E to dodge the Q, because he took isolated damage on the Q. Flashes away. And that was very close. I'm actually very surprised that it was so close, because I was expecting like the Mordekaiser just to basically E here. I was expecting, yeah, Mordekaiser to E the Riven away and then just flash away. But he went for the trade anyway. I mean, that could have worked out because he flashed the wind slash and the shield was huge. So that's why earlier I was saying that you may want to try to bait the cooldowns first. But there's also an issue because in the last video when I was looking at the bronze player, I was talking about walking up when you see that the minions are gonna die. I was talking about going in front of your minions and start chasing. I was actually literally saying that against the Camille, the bronze was playing against. I was saying that he should have starting walking up to her and get level 6 while he was walking up to her. And that's basically exactly what Viper does here, right? So that's just to show you what the thing I was talking about yesterday was about. But yeah, I'm kind of surprised. I mean, not very surprised, but still a little bit, you know. Wasn't expecting that to be so close if the Mordekaiser played it this way. But yeah, this is why earlier I was talking about forcing the cooldowns first, because one of the main reasons why this was so close is mainly because Mordekaiser had like the big fat shield, and also because he flashed away from the wind slash. So if you force the shield or even like the E, so you don't get pulled away and you don't have to use a Q to get close. Those are little details that can change the outcome of the fight. There was also Viper not using his E to tank the Q, so he took almost 200 damage from it. So yeah, now we crash the wave. We can get the plate because Mordekaiser has no TP. He used it earlier. We start going back. Yeah, you don't have to stay until the plate dies, because with this amount of casters doing so much damage, with 2 melees, that's gonna like to kill both melees here. It takes 5 shots. This one needs 3 and this one needs 2. So by the time those die, the casters would have been taking the plate here. So Viper's gonna go back into that bush and get the plate in a few seconds. There you go. So now we go back. The wave is gonna be slow pushing back to our side. I was gonna say it's when it gets a bit harder to kill Mordekaiser, but we still have a bit of room here. Because the ignite is back up and the flash is still down on Mordekaiser's side. So we just need to proc bond plating, force some CDs again, like the shield, the E. So here we wait for the slow push. We get the bond plating proc. We just okay. Let's go back a little bit just to see what happened before the short trade. So here, okay, this is the main reason why the short trade was a bit longer than what it normally is, right there. Because in a lot of situations here, when you proc the bond plating, you would be running away afterwards. And I was like, when I went fast forward and saw that Viper used his third Q with no CDs left, I was a bit surprised. But now that I see that Mordekaiser just used E before, it makes sense. Because if Mordekaiser didn't use his E there, you would not be using your third Q to go in. You would have proc the bond plating and you would have run away. Because then if you use all of your dashes, you get pulled in and you have nothing to escape. So Mordekaiser just presses R on you and there is some chances that you die. So for those who watched the video of Bult playing against Darius, you may have seen, you may have heard when I spoke about not auto-attacking after a third Q. This way you don't get an extra stack. Then it kind of works like that in some matchups with the Q. Like you don't want to use your Q and keep it for like as an escape after the short trade. So here we can go in pretty easily on Mordekaiser because we have ignite and ultimate, and Mordekaiser has no flash. Mainly also because we got the bond plating, right? There's no bond plating, right? So now our ultimate is back up, and this is pretty free. Mordekaiser is way too squishy. We are way too ahead. Like we have so much damage. Mordekaiser has no flash, and the ignite just fucks him up very badly. So here we just go for the trade there. We don't even have to dodge much shit besides the E. Yeah, that is mainly... So that fight and that kill could happen because, like I said, no bond plating, but also because Viper is ahead. If the matchup was even here, there's a chance that Riven would not have had the damage to just go in like that. Sometimes you need to take a bit more of short trades in order to be able to go for the kill. But if you're ahead, that's one of the strength Riven has, is that when she's ahead, there are times in which she can just do whatever the fuck she wants. So now we have to dodge that shit. He wants to get the cannon. Gets the bond plating proc on the way, but he should go B now. I don't think he's gonna stay. And I guess he gets a bit bullied, but Mordekaiser is wasting his time because he's losing form. I think Viper put the camera on the tower so we can actually see what type of minions he's losing. So here, he wastes his time and then, okay. He's not gonna lose too much because the cannon is full HP, so the cannon is gonna be tanking for a long time. So there's a chance that he doesn't even lose anything. But most of the time that is a waste of time. And if this was not a cannon wave, I think he even lost the XP from the cannon. But if this was not a cannon wave, he would have lost so much by chasing like that. But now we got Gore Drinker. This is pretty much over. I'm gonna speed forward, but like the wave is gonna slow push back to Viper's side. Viper is most likely gonna look for some short trades, bond plating procs, but he's so far ahead that whenever he gets ignite and ultimate up, he can just kill Mordekaiser over and over again. Doesn't even need ignite at this point. Like let's see how he plays that out, but he's 2 levels up. Just go for a short trade there. Mordekaiser cannot really do much. And then it's gonna be that over and over again, just short trades here and there. Like we go in now because Lee Sin is ganking if the Mordekaiser escapes anyway. So we don't really care. Yeah, this is just gonna be a stomp now. Like Viper is way too ahead in this matchup for Mordekaiser to be able to do anything. So we've seen the core things of this matchup, which basically are taking some short trades here and there, proccing the bot playing, play around Mordekaiser's cooldown. Like whenever he wastes W or E, you can go for a more like an extended trade maybe, tower dive. You don't really want to go pretty ham if he has everything up, unless you're like 2 kills ahead. Or, mechanic wise, you also want to use your Q, like your Q to go like behind him when you trade. This way you can predict his Qs and dash behind him as he Qs. There's a lot of mechanical stuff you can do as Riven to mess with Mordekaiser's kit. But even without much mechanics, you can just abuse him just with knowledge. Mordekaiser has no W, no E, then no bot planning either, then this will be like pretty free. Yeah, you just have to think about it. Just think about Mordekaiser's cooldown, try to bait them, try to take some short trades, and yeah, just don't fuck up your spacing. Like I said many times, there are many times where Viper backed off when a lot of players would have went in. That is just about spacing. I'm gonna leave a comment with a link to one of the videos I made about spacing. So if you wanna check it out, you can. But yeah, hope this was an April video, and peace out, boys. Oh, he didn't get the kill, unlucky.